We are back at the top of another Savage stream. I forgot to turn my lights on. I don't even know what... Are we green or red today? I don't even know. Let's go find out. Oh wow, we've moved into the green a little bit, so that's good. Let's go ahead and change this. There we go. We're good. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everybody for watching, commenting, and sharing, and tuning in. This is awesome. I get to talk crypto for a little bit with you guys, and I enjoy that like pretty much every day. So almost every day I like talking crypto. And we are going to continue to look at mining AION. I'm going to just get basically right into it because I need to start like decreasing the length of my streams here. I need to get them down into the just a few minutes kind of thing. But basically the AION is the underlying digital asset of the Open Application Network. And this time, last night we used HiveOS and NVIDIA. This time we'll use Simple Mining OS, which is another popular mining rig operating system. And we'll continue to use NVIDIA GPUs since OAN or AION uses Equihash algorithm. So it kind of favors NVIDIA GPUs for the most part. So that's what we're going to be looking at. And, you know, if you want to support a project with your hash power, I think it's important to know what the project is about, what they are looking to accomplish, so you can sleep well at night knowing your hash power is going towards something you are wanting to support. And that is where, you know, this all comes together. Basically, you know, you guys know that I've like supported AION for a very long time, more than 2 years. I think I want to say I started mining them at the end of 2018 or maybe mid 2018. Anyway, so and I haven't mined them like nonstop like Yashnik. Yashnik is nonstop AION, but I have mined them over those years, and I have mined them for a period of time during those couple years. So it's all good. Yeah, so good stuff coming out of AION and the OAN. Actually, I keep saying AION because, you know, as miners, we kind of like focus on the actual mining aspect. But with the OAN, you have a different situation where you've got the OAN and then you've got AION, which is the underlying digital asset that the OAN is built on or uses for the services. So, but it's always good to support projects with your hash power that you believe in. So that's what we're looking at tonight. And we'll be using Simple Mining OS. You guys know I've been a long time supporter of Simple Mining OS. I've used it. It was probably, I want to say it was the first actual mining OS that I used way back when, probably 2018. And yeah, again, probably mid or early 2018 for Simple Mining OS. It's lots of improvements. They're looking to do some pretty huge things here coming up, I believe, based on their chatter. And this is what we're going to use tonight. We're going to use Simple Mining OS and NVIDIA GPUs. And we'll use this rig here, which is the Kessel rig, you know, the 6 GPU, 6 NVIDIA 10 series GPU rig. Solid rig for me. It's been around for a couple years now, and I've had like 0 problems with that rig. So just turn it on and it just starts going. So I love it. So that's what we're going to use. And let's see here. This video basically assumes that you already have registered for an account with Simple Mining. And whenever you first log on to Simple Mining, it'll look something like this. Whenever you first get in here, I need to actually, hang on a second. Give me just a second here. I need to, oh, that looks crazy. I need to click this add rig button here so that I can actually add a rig. And the problem with clicking that button is that it actually, and that's this button right here, it used to say add a rig, okay? So right here, the problem with clicking it like live is it immediately exposes your public IP address. So I don't know why they have it do that. It's like, that's kind of weird. Why would you need to expose my address like that? But they don't expect people to be streaming and showing that type of information. But anyway, so I just clicked the add a rig button so that we can actually add a rig. And that's basically the first step that you have to do once you come in here, because we are going to add the rig from scratch. We talked about last night, there was some people saying that Rufus was also a like an imaging tool that you could use to burn an image to a USB, and I agree. But I tried a little bit before the stream. I could not get this to work. I kept having errors. I don't know what those errors. I don't remember exactly what they were, but it was basically saying to me that yeah, this is not going to work. You're not going to be able to burn this image to this drive. So I am back to using Balena Etcher, which Balena Etcher is actually referenced in the guide. If you go over here to download and install, you can see that they reference Balena Etcher right here. So apparently the Simple Mining OS folks, support it, or at least recommend it. Now, I'm not saying that Rufus is bad, but right off the top, I just couldn't get it to work. Probably need to troubleshoot a little bit. Now, I will say this. The most recent images from Simple Mining OS, if you download it, on my system here, if I download a new image and try to use Balena Etcher to burn it before restarting or any of that stuff, it will crash my machine. Now, that's probably specific to my machine, and you guys that have been watching the channel for a while probably have seen me experience this a couple weeks ago, where as soon as I clicked, burn, it would just crash my machine. I don't know what's causing it, but I did get an image burn like after a restart and everything was fine. But I'm not going to do that live because I don't want to crash the stream. So you can use Rufus. I use Balena Etcher, and that's just the way it is. So I've already burned an image here, and you can see that I've got a USB drive in here. I've got a little 32 gig, verbatim store and go drive. I think really cheap USB drive, probably to my detriment because it's not super reliable. It seems like sometimes I have to reboot the rigs from time to time. Seems like it loses connectivity with the USB drive or something. I don't know what happens, but every now and then I have to reboot. They are cheap, super cheap USB drives. In all honesty, if you want real, and I use USB drives strictly for the show and for being able to configure and just throw it in there really quick and boot the rig to it. But if you want stability, the real thing that you should be doing is using SSDs, right? Just use a cheap SSD, burn the image to that. You can burn the image the same way, although you'd have to shut the machine down if you don't have hot swappable and all that stuff. But get it on an SSD, boot the rig to that if you plan on doing it for a while, and it will be vastly more reliable and consistent, and not have problems that you see with USB drives. So you can also buy higher end USB drives, which I have a few. I have some of these Samsung drives here like this. These are pretty nice, 3.1 and all that, or actually 3.0 USB. They're pretty decent. The higher end ones seem to work a little bit better, but if you want real reliability, I would go with an SSD. Okay. So I haven't said all that. Let's go in here and edit the config.txt file. So this is the file that is on the smos_config partition, the drive of the USB after you burn the image. So let me show you what Balena Etcher looks like real quick. Whenever you first fire it up, you'll install it and it'll look like this. You just select the image, you choose the image, which in this case was Simple Mining, like this. No need to extract it or anything like that. You just download it in this format. I think this is 462 meg, so it's pretty small now. Used to be over 2 gig, I believe. I want to say that it used to be over 2 gig. So you choose that image after you download it from over here. Right here, this is the image that I downloaded. And this is because this is a 10 series rig, so it's not a 1660 or 1650. So this is the right image. And once you download that, then you would just select the drive, start Balena Etcher, choose this image, and then the drive is the verbatim 32 gig store and go super cheap drive. Okay, great. And then you click flash. Now, if I did this right now, it would probably crash my machine. so I'm not going to do it. I've already burned that image off stream. So this is what it looks like once you get it burned. You might, depending on your settings inside of Balena Etcher, you might have to remove the drive and reinsert the drive in order to get access to the drive again, because default settings has it eject the drive once the burning is complete. So you can change that in the settings, but if you don't, just remember that, hey, don't give up. This is not critical. You just need to uninsert the drive and reinsert it, and it should show up in Windows if you are using Windows. So I'm going to go to config.txt, and all I'm going to do is put in my email address here that I use to log on to Simple Mining OS. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do this off screen. You guys probably know already my email address, but that's okay. So I'm going to save that, and we are going to eject it. So once it's ejected, then we should be able to go to, I'm going to remove the drive from the computer and actually insert it into the rig and fire the rig up. The rig is actually already up and running. I need to power it off, but I'll be over there in just a second. All right, it's pretty warm in there. It says 100 or 98 on the wall over there, but it's probably every bit of 98, I guess. You need to get a little bit more air intake in that space. All right, so I am booting the rig to that. I'm going to come over here and check the chat. First time since we started here, and we will go from there. Let me see what you guys are all talking about over here. All right, I see my name a couple times. Yeah, I need to, Travis, I need to document the actual, oh, look at that. It showed up already. I need to document the actual error. It was right before the stream, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to mess with it. I know that Balena Etcher works, so I'll just use that. Yeah, and I think that DCA rate is still, or I'm sorry, DCA is still live, I believe. They were live whenever I was going live, so I don't know how Crypto Mikkel's in here, but okay. thanks for tuning in there, man. Let's see here. So the rig is already showing up in here. You can see it right there, savagemine.conceal.id. It does have a, that's weird because I think I deleted that. Yeah, I deleted the group that it's actually assigned to, so that's kind of weird that it's showing the config here. But remember, the way that Simple Mining works is it logs your, whenever you have a rig that already connects, it uses the MAC address to identify the rig, right? The MAC address of the media access control address of the network interface card. So that's why it shows up in here with a name already. If you didn't already connect that rig to Simple Mining OS under that account, then it would show up as like no name or something like that, and then you have to change the name of it. But this rig has been on Simple Mining before under this logon, so it knows the rig and it identifies the rig that way. Not a big deal, but just realize that where it says, here where it says name, savagemine.conceal, it would say no name for yours if it was a brand new rig. Yeah, everybody smash that like, all that stuff that you're supposed to do as a loyal subscriber and viewer. I would appreciate it. All right, so let's get in here, and we are going to actually configure this for AION. We need to mine AION, and the first thing you need to do, pretty much the first thing you need to do, is figure out a pool. So the pool, in this case, we're going to go to miningpoolstats.stream. we're going to search for AION. We're going to click on AION, and we are going to see that F2 pool is at the top, and they've got this crazy miner activity here. You can see the hash rate goes drastically up and down. They basically have someone gaming the system, in my opinion, for hash rate and profitability. Huge miner. Don't know the ins and outs of it, but it is what it is. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to go to aionpool.tech. Yesterday, they were actually at the top with most of the hash rate. And in my case, yesterday, I also talked about something that you need to consider when choosing a pool is your ping time. So we did some comparison between F2 pool, which is in China, and AION pool, cluster.aionpool.tech, which I think that's the whole URL. And that is in the cluster. The way that it works is really cool, because what it does is if you put in cluster, it's a cluster of servers. So if the one that you're connected to goes down, it'll connect you to the next closest one, right? So there's a series of servers that are supporting this pool, and you're able to connect to them to actually mine to them. And that's what that cluster address is. So we are going to use that pool, aionpool.tech, and the cluster server in order to mine. And then that way, if I think it's within a couple minutes, it'll actually switch you over to the next closest pool, or the next closest server, right? So really cool. Let's check this out. Let's go over here to aionpool.tech, and they've got a AION looking website here. Okay, so interface here, and you can see that yesterday we already plugged in our wallet address, and you can see that it's still in here from yesterday, because we did use this pool yesterday as well. And most of the pools that are respectable have a connect, or a how-to, or a get started, or some type of link that will show you the information that you need to include in order to successfully mine using that pool. So let's go back to simple mining real quick. So this is a pool we're going to use. Now we need an address, which I already have the address. But I think, let me see if I can launch it real quick here. Let me see. I should have had my wallet open first as well, but I did not. So give me a second here. Let's fire that up. Okay, so this is the desktop wallet. I think that they're due for an update here fairly soon, but this is the mining address right here. You can see. So if you click on that, it just opens it up in the Explorer. I'm just gonna copy this address here like that, and that's our mining address. Okay, and that's just in the AION wallet. I have several addresses in here, but this is the one that I've labeled as mining. So I always mine to this address right here. All right, and you can see down here a message from the pool operators letting you know which server to use, the server URL, and the port number, 3333, unless you're a huge miner with 15K souls or more. Okay, great. I don't have that much. I just have a little 6 GPU rig, so that's what we're gonna use. So let's come in here. We are gonna do a group config. We're going to add a group, and we are going to use the Gminer. So Gminer, it looks like 2.21 CUDA 9.2 now. Okay, that's the latest it looks like. So we're going to use that. We're going to give it a name of AION YouTube, so I know to delete it later. And then they've added this feature here. I meant to, I can talk about this for a second, run as root, because some of the miners actually require that to be able to configure them. So I guess they were running into a problem with some of the miners that needed root permissions in order to run successfully, or institute the changes, right? Not default, but actually apply changes. So they've enabled this feature here to be able to enable, run as root, right? So that's kind of cool. I think that, I don't think Gminer needs that, so I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And then we'll kind of go from there. let's see here. So what did I copy? I copied the address, right? So I'm going to go to user, paste the address in here, get my spaces right. All right, so the algo is, all right, so this gets kind of crazy. So what do we need to put in here for AION? See, I did zero homework here, so I need to, it's 2109. So this is, all right, supported algorithms. It looks like maybe this right here is all I need, 2109. I think that's what I used before. So let's try that. So the algo looks like that. Personalization string should be AION 0, if I remember right. I'm doing this a little bit from memory here, but I think it's AION 0 proof of work, like that. I think. I don't know. Is Yashnik in here? He can clear that up for me. Actually, you know what? We can just go to the pool. We should be able to go to the pool and figure that out. Let's see here. We're going to go to scroll down here to where it's got examples. Yep, AION 0 proof of work, algo 2109. Okay, great. See, I should have went here first, like before I started goofing around and trying to guess. This is where you really needed to go, because this basically tells you everything you need. So you could just come in here, and for simple mining anyway, you could just simply copy like all this right here without the miner executable over here, just this part, and paste that, and you should be good to go. So I'm gonna actually do that. I'm gonna copy this, go back over here to the group. I clicked off of it, so it didn't create it. That's right, I forgot that it does that. Let's go back over here, use that. We'll go AION YouTube. Okay, so I'm just going to paste in what we copied there. So that looks pretty good. Now we only need to change our address and the worker name. So let me go and grab the address again. Paste that in there, and then the worker name, I'm going to use the variable. Although in this case, you know, we're only using one rig, so we could actually just put the name in there, but I'm going to use the variable from Simple Mining, which is $, lowercase RIG, capital N, AME, and that will put in there whatever the name is over here on the console, on the rig list. So whatever name you have in there, it'll put right there. Okay. Password, minimum payout is 10. I think that's what that is set to. I don't know if this pool, if AION pool actually supports that. It looks like they do, because that's where I got that from. So looks like that is, yeah. All miner settings below include MP10, and the password is set your custom payout limit to 10 AION. So if you wanted to change that, you could simply change that number, right? So if you wanted your minimum payout to be 100 or 50 or whatever, you could just change that. And that's in the password field. All right, so we're gonna do that and click add group. Then we'll go to rig list. We'll check the rig that we want to assign this group to. We're gonna go to actions and then group config. Choose AION YouTube group, reload. Sounds good to me. While that's restarting, I'm also going to assign a group config, a group OC to it that we designed specifically for this rig and for AION. So now it has those overclock settings as well. And you can see that over here. Actually, let's see. I'll bring that up again just so you can document it. Looks like this right here. So I think that the 90 is probably the 1070, the 140 is probably the 1070 Ti, the 150 might be the 1080 as far as the core goes, and then the memory, you know, same. So the lowest number here is probably the 1070. The highest number is probably the 1070 Ti, if I remember right. I don't know. I'm doing this from memory, so I don't know. And then the 1400 is probably the 1080. I could have those backwards. I don't know for sure. But if you click on OC examples, you can probably get some pretty good ideas about what to set in there for your overclock settings. This is something kind of new for Simple Mining, that they've given you like a pretty good little guide, a little start. I like that. You know, it was one of the things early on getting started with mining. It's one of the things that you kind of, it seems like anyway in the past, it's always been kind of a pain to get that part of it under that part of information, right? Like the overclock settings, it always seemed to elude me with what I should be using. But it's always nice to see like the operating systems actually including a little bit of guide. Like here it is. Now you've got Overcooked Pandas database, which is cool. You know, good source for that type of stuff. So yeah, cool stuff. I like to see that in the community. So. All right, so I think the rig is probably restarting. I am going to check the chat, see what you guys are up to. Block reward for AION right now. Let's go and look. Looks like 4.5 per block. That's every like 25 seconds right now, but yeah, Yashnik, smOS, Simple Mining's made some changes. They're looking good. They're looking good. Oh, this is okay. So this was still open. Let me cancel out of that. I don't know how that got out there. Okay, so hopefully this still works. We can go and look at the console. Looks like we're already up and mining and have shares accepted, but you can see here that it's not showing any hash rate in the dashboard here, which is kind of strange. The OC is wrong. That's not the OC that I set, I don't think. Let's go and look at this. Maybe I didn't link it. Okay, that's the group. Group OC link. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I thought I did that before. Maybe I did it on that the other window or something. I don't know. Weird. Yeah, and Yashnik, from what I gather, Simple Mining is getting ready to revamp their entire interface and do like a complete overhaul of the whole thing. I don't know what to expect, but probably pretty cool. I mean, I like Simple Mining. I've been on them for a long time, you know. So I don't know if we were mining because it did say share accepted and stuff. So I think that we're okay, but I just want to make sure here. And is DCA Adventure still? Are they still alive over there? Maybe not. I recently subscribed to Space Goats. I don't know how I wasn't already subscribed to him, but man, he's got some really cool stuff. This PCI cable build and stuff like that is super cool, man. So check him out. He's, you know, kind of, I guess you would say brand new on YouTube, but good grief, man. This is some intense stuff over here. I gotta watch these videos on these meters that he's got going on here. Really cool. I guess he did one for Red Panda Mining's 20K sub giveaway. Yeah, cool stuff. So check that out, man. 44 subscribers. Head over there to Space Ghost, man. He's got it going on. This one right here is crazy, like showing how to do the pins and actually build connectors. So basically you could watch this video right here and build your own custom linked PCIe cables and such, right? So, you know, instead of doing like cable management, you could literally have the exact length cables that you need, which is kind of cool. So yeah, check that out. And don't forget about the tournament. Shuby's over there posting information about it. This is huge, guys. Super huge. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I don't know why this thing is not coming up here. I'm gonna keep an eye on that real quick. But yeah, this tournament that AIONpool.tech is putting on is huge, guys. I mean, it's really, really, really huge. Free entry, pokerstars.net, free entry. All the information is there in the link that Shuby is providing. I'll try to remember to throw it in the description as well. But man, they are doing huge giveaways, AION giveaways, AION related giveaways, a GPU, a hoodie, so much AION that I can't even count it all. It's a huge amount of AION. A large percentage of the total field, which is up to like 40 players right now, all are going to get something, right? A large percentage, like 50% of those players are going to get something, like even 100 AION if they knock out a bounty, right? So it's huge, guys. And this is Saturday. This is coming up on Saturday. It's at 3. I'm going to mess up the numbers. I'm going to mess up the times. I think it's at 3 Eastern time. Yashnik, let me know if I'm right. I think that's right. I guess I could just bring up the document here. I don't know why this rig is kind of, it seems like it's kind of hanging here. Yeah, something's not right here. So let me actually go, and I'm going to power cycle this rig. And while we power cycle it, I'll bring up the document for the poker tournament. Let's do that. All right, Yashnik, you haven't updated this graphic here. Remember, we added Serpent over here, so let's get that updated there, Yashnik. You're slacking there, brother. I guess I could probably edit it, right? Anyway, let's see here. Let's blow this up a little bit. Yeah, so this is really cool. It's celebrating the 2-year anniversary of AIONpool.tech. Can't believe it's been 2 years already, but you know, pretty cool stuff from those guys. It's this Saturday, August 29th. Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, so on and so forth. The payout looks like it's going to be top 20. We had a great time. You know, we've done this a couple times for charity through DCA Adventure in the past couple of months. And we've done basically like one a month for the past 2 months. Super cool. Lots of fun. This one's going to be huge because probably mostly because it's not for charity and it's actually for real prizes, and there's 0 entry fee. Like, all you have to do is basically be a part of the OAN community or the AION community. You don't even have to really be a part, but you know, at this point it's kind of like open to anybody. But you know, we kind of expect a little bit of support for AION, I guess, you know, at least a little bit of verbal support. So, yeah, so you can look at the payouts here. This is super huge. There's going to be 12 bounty players. I am one of them. So if you were to knock me out, you would get 100 AION just for knocking me out. That's super cool, man. You know, so I imagine people are going to be coming for me. I'm going to be going for Yashnik myself, but you know, he won the last charity poker tournament. But like I said last night, that pretty much means that anyone can win. So You know, if you're worried about like, well, I'm not really that good at poker, or I don't play poker that much, it doesn't matter, man. It really doesn't. You know, anyone can win. It's Texas Hold'em. So as long as you have a very basic understanding of poker and what beats what, you are okay. You will be able to see, you know, pretty quickly how things are going to go, and you know, how to play and how to win. You know, it really won't take you that long to figure it out. So you can see all the information here, all the bounty players. Looks like there's a couple that are to be announced. That's cool. I think there's going to be a few other surprises along the way. And this is literally in 3 days, guys. So get registered. If you don't have PokerStars already, make sure you get you get it downloaded and installed and registered for the club and the tournament. So there's a lot of people that are registered for the club, but they're not actually in the tournament yet. So make sure you get registered for the tournament itself. Just doing the club and joining the club is only halfway there. You got to register for the tournament itself. So it should be very cool, man. I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be really neat. Cool tournament, man. Cool tournament. Let's see what this rig is doing now. Still dead. All right. What did we do wrong here? All right, so it just doesn't want to boot, it looks like. All right, let me go back in there, and I'm going to power it down and maybe move the USB port that it's connected to and see if I can get this thing to boot. All right, so I power cycled again. Let's see what happens. I mean, it came up initially. I mean, it definitely registered with the site, so it knew that it saw it. You know, it saw it there for a moment. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me fire up. I don't know if I can see Dan the Dane. I don't know if I can see who is actually in there. Let's see. I might be able to see the list. Oh wow, look at that. 42 entries, guys. Good grief. This is going to be huge. Where you at, Dan and Dane? There you are, right there. You're in there, brother. Yeah, so part of it is getting in the club, right? So joining the club. But the second part, you have to come to schedule and then look at the tournament down here and actually double click on the tournament, or actually, I guess you would probably, yeah, I think you just double click on it. And then this button up here will say register instead of unregister. You see I'm already registered. So it'll say register. So you have to do that in order to actually get in and register for the tournament itself. All right, the rig sounds like it's doing something. Let's see here. It ain't doing nothing over here. Good grief, what is going on? Weird. Okay. Well, again, I'm using cheap USB drives, so normally, let's see. Let me try. I'm just going to try a different USB port. We'll just see. We'll see if this works. Hang on a second. Alright, let's see if that works. This rig really needs to show up in this console here. I don't like this. You said you can just register at the bottom right? Like right here? Yeah, I guess you could, let me unregister here. So yeah, like if you click, so if you get in, whoops, if you get into the club, so you register for the club, then you go to schedule, and then you see the tournament here. It's the only one scheduled. Then you can just click register, like that. And that's really all you need to do. 43 enrolled. Pretty awesome. That is, let's see, 5 tables, right? Five tables so far. That's crazy. We had 22 players, I think, in our last charity tournament. Yeah, this thing is not wanting to work. Let me do this. Probably going, I don't want to crash my stream though. Yeah, the SSDs are solid, man. I probably should go to all SSDs, but my specific problem is doing the streams and doing these streams and actually like troubleshooting stuff and showing. It's really hard to do that with an SSD because unless you have like hot swappable, it's hard to do that live, right? So I kind of have to use USBs, but for real, like if what I need to do is actually use SSDs for everything except for anything I'm doing in the show. So yeah, it's so much better to use SSDs for sure. This thing is not wanting to boot at all. So what I can do too is I can throw a monitor on it. I've got a monitor and keyboard and stuff back there. So I probably should do that too. Let's see, what can I do? I mean, I could try to burn an image again, but man, I really feel like I'm going to crash the stream if I do that. I did it right before, I mean, a little bit earlier today, like maybe an hour before the stream, I did it and it actually crashed my machine whenever I try to burn a Simple Mining OS image with Balena Etcher. So it crashed it, and I wasn't streaming. And that was, what I was saying early on was that I thought that was the catalyst for the whole thing was streaming and trying to burn, but apparently it's not, because I was not streaming at the time and it did the exact same symptom. So, I mean, I don't know. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. I don't know if, let me go back there and look at the rig. I want to see if I can actually, because I haven't plugged in a monitor to that rig just yet. I'm probably not going to have, I'm not going to have enough room really to get back there. It'll be kind of tough. So, let me just try another power cycle. What's weird is we did see it come up, you know. I mean, it showed up in the console there for a minute, and then that after reconfiguring it, it has not shown up since. And yet again, here we go with the long stream. Ugh, killing me. What is AION doing today, Yashnik? Down a little bit. What did I change? I didn't change anything. All I did was boot the rig. All right, so let's see here. What I changed was I did assign this OC to it, but it should still at least show up in the console here. So I don't know why that is not happening. I'll need to do a little bit of. I'll have to look at it and see which GPU is actually. Let's see here. Yeah, because like it would be really hard for me to attach a monitor to it just right now because of how I have things configured. So it'll be kind of tough. I'll need to play around with that later, I guess. And I don't want to try to burn another image because I will probably crash. So I don't want to do that. Yeah, Dan, I have AION on Ledger. Staked, actually, with AION pool and all that stuff, so it just doesn't support it natively, like in the live app itself, like Yashnik is saying there. So something is wrong here. Don't know what it is. It's just not booting off of that USB is what it seems like. It did that first time like right away because it registered on the console here, but now it's just not. And it's just unfortunate. I just don't have a monitor that I can connect to this machine right away, like real easily. Let me think here. Yeah, see this particular system is configured to use the onboard video, so it's DVI, and I've got the monitor sitting right here next to me. So it would be kind of a mess for me to get this set up. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. We gave it a try here. I think I'm going to. I mean, I could try to reformat like Yasnik said, but man, I'm telling you, it's going to probably crash my machine. I would assume that it's just not. Let's do this. All right, so I've got a little bit better quality USB drive here. So I've got I think this is a Samsung, yeah, Samsung drive. I'm going to try this one, but I have a feeling it's going to crash my stream. So, but I'm going to try it just for the heck of it. Let's try it. Didn't even hear it connect yet. What's up with that? There we go. All right, let's give this a shot. This is on nice hash, okay. Oh, Shuby, what you got going on, man? It's a big day tomorrow. Alright, so we're gonna watch this live, guys. Belina Etcher, select image, the simple mining image. The drive is already selected here. Samsung. Alright, fingers crossed that Tanadine, what are you talking about, dude? Let's see. How to enter Hive control panel if login is activated and you lost your iPhone. I would imagine that you would have to contact them in order to get around that. Them being Hive itself. Or you could find your iPhone, sir. Alright, let's try to flash this and just see. I mean, I have a feeling it's going to crash my machine, but fingers are crossed. Here we go. If I do crash, I will probably, honestly, here, if it does crash, guys, I'm just going to reboot, right? It'll reboot my machine, and I'm just going to fire up Poker, and you guys can come and try to take some of my chips, alright? So that'll be the next thing if this does crash. So get in there, get into PokerStars. Unless this works. If this works, maybe we'll get this rig up and mining. I don't know. All right, let's give it a shot. It looks like it's going to work. It looks like it's going to work. So you guys get to see the whole process here. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. See, these long streams, sometimes it works out, you know? My OBS is saying I'm dropping frames. I don't know. Nobody's really said anything that I noticed here. So it did not crash. That is crazy. It did earlier, but not this time. Now, I will say this. I'm using a different USB drive. This is a little bit higher quality. It's the Samsung USB drive. The ones that it crashed with is the old verbatim, you know, the cheaper ones. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but maybe. Shuby, is that one whole AION or what? One whole AION, so like 12 cents USD. I don't even know what they're at right now. I know I just looked and I kind of didn't even pay attention to it. Okay, so 13 cents. You know, it wasn't that long that they dipped down into 4-cent range. It wasn't even that long ago. See right here? Boom, 4 cents. Yeah, I should have like just, you know, here's like, that's like a go all in moment right there. Boom, 4 cents. Yikes. Cleaning up my space a little bit here. Yeah, Shuby's like all about that ETC. I get it. I get it. Dan the Dane, on your Hive question, did you save your, was it the QR code? Like what I do whenever I enable a two-factor authentication for a website is I will save the QR code to like an image file so that I can reference it later. I don't know if you did that or not. It sounds like you didn't. All right, so we are good to go here on the flash complete. Let's go over here to so again, we're back to the config.txt. I'm going to just enter in my email address here and then save it and then eject it and try to boot the rig off of it. So let's do that. We're going to eject it. All right, let's try this again. Golly, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's do it. Why is this? This should not be this hard. This should be easy. I need to like mount those rigs on the wall so I don't have to get down on the floor like that. Good grief. All right, so brand new image, brand new USB. Let's see if it registers. Yeah, man, that tournament is going to be so sick. And let me tell you something else about the tournament. So what's really cool about this particular one is like our charity tournaments were all turbo. The two that we've done so far have been turbo tournaments, 5-minute levels. You know, the blinds go up so fast that it takes a little bit of the poker skill out of it, right? Because the blinds go up so fast. And this one is a 10-minute blind. It's like a regular tournament, so 10-minute blinds, which is freaking awesome because you're gonna see actual poker being played, right? It's not gonna be like totally luck and just like all in fest and all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be really cool. And yeah, it's solid, man. It's super solid. And this rig is still not showing up. What is going on, man? What is going on with this? It showed up initially, now it's not. I don't like this at all. All right. You guys are with me for the long haul here. I'm going to take the monitor, I'm going to put it on the rig and see what kind of status we got here. So let's just do it. This is what it takes sometimes, guys. Sometimes this is what it takes. Yeah, Yashnik, it's all your fault, man. This rig is not talking. It's all your fault, sir. Hey, what's up, Red Panda? Oh, Bitcoin Jake's in here too? Got all you guys in here. We're just trying to get this rig to actually talk. That's all that we're trying to do. Trying to get it to show up on the console, that's it. So now I'm kind of pissed, so let's do this. Let's get this thing going, man. What is actually going on here? Alright, so it looks like it's trying to boot up into Simple Mining. That's good, but it seemed like it stopped, you know, earlier on. So let's see what the... I mean, was I really just not patient enough? Maybe, but I don't know, man. It showed up right away, that initial boot. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, eventually I'm going to have a camera in the vault here, you know, like a permanently mounted camera. Like right now it's just a little webcam in there, but eventually it'll be a actual camera. Let me go see what that is saying. It looks like it's all green